In today's video, we're diving into Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that can help you master your mindset and level up in life. I'll be sharing 11 powerful Stoic strategies that will help you navigate challenges, develop resilience, and live a more fulfilled, purpose-driven life. Whether you're new to Stoicism or already familiar with it, these insights will offer practical ways to apply its timeless wisdom to your everyday life. So let's get started and learn how to embrace a Stoic mindset to truly level up. Number 1. Practice negative visualization, premeditatio malorum. Imagine you're walking through life with clarity, calm, and resilience. No matter what obstacles appear, you're ready to face them head-on. Sounds peaceful, doesn't it? Today, we're diving into a powerful Stoic practice that can help you cultivate this mindset. Negative visualization, or as the Stoics called it, premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Stoic philosophers like Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus emphasized preparing the mind for challenges, not just through optimism or positive thinking, but by envisioning worst-case scenarios. They understood that life is unpredictable, full of hardships, and that most of our suffering comes not from events themselves, but from how we respond to them. In modern life, many of us have grown accustomed to expecting smooth sailing. We often assume that things will go according to plan. But what happens when they don't? Stress, anxiety, disappointment. That's where negative visualization comes in. Instead of hoping that nothing will go wrong, Stoicism teaches us to mentally prepare for the things that inevitably will. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, regularly practiced this technique. He would reflect on the day ahead and anticipate possible challenges, betrayal by friends, the pressures of leadership, even illness or death. This wasn't to make him paranoid, but rather to strengthen his resilience. By contemplating these possibilities, he was never caught off guard. Negative visualization helps us detach from unrealistic expectations. It encourages us to see the world as it is, imperfect, filled with obstacles, and yet remain calm. By envisioning loss, difficulty, or failure, we develop the mental flexibility to cope better when these things inevitably happen. So, how do you practice negative visualization? It's simple. Set aside a few minutes each day. In a quiet moment, reflect on the things in your life that you value. Your health, loved ones, job, possessions. Then, imagine losing them. Picture your plans going wrong or someone important letting you down. Consider how you would feel if that happened. How would you respond? The goal is not to induce fear or sadness, but to develop mental preparedness. You begin to realize that even in the face of loss, life goes on. You have the strength to endure it. By envisioning the worst, we strip it of its power to shock or overwhelm us. Over time, practicing negative visualization can change how you react to challenges in real life. That stressful meeting at work, a traffic jam, or an unexpected bill won't trigger the same anxiety. You've already imagined it. You've practiced staying calm, and now you're ready. Marcus Aurelius himself once said, "Begin each day by telling yourself, 'Today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness.'" This wasn't pessimism, it was wisdom. It's a reminder that the world is unpredictable, but we can control our responses. To practice negative visualization is to reclaim your inner peace from the chaos of the external world. It's about preparing your mind and heart for life's challenges, so they don't derail your sense of purpose or well-being. It's a way to remind yourself that while you can't control everything, you can control how you respond. By anticipating hardships, we realize they aren't as terrible as our anxiety makes them seem. We reduce fear of the unknown and gain a deeper appreciation for the present moment and the things we have now. And remember, stay grounded, stay resilient, and as the Stoics would say, live according to nature. Number 2, life can get overwhelming, can't it? We've all been there, facing situations that seem out of our hands. Maybe it's a looming deadline, the behavior of others, or events happening around the world. But here's the secret. The key to less stress and more success is to focus on what you can control. We all have things we wish were different. Maybe you want that promotion, better health, or more free time. And while it's easy to get caught up worrying about the outcome, there's a much better use of your energy, channeling it into what's in your control. Let's break this down. Imagine 2 circles. The first is your circle of concern. This includes everything you care about but have no control over, like the weather, the economy, or what others think about you. Then, there's the circle of control. This is where your power lies. It includes your thoughts, your actions, your responses to situations. Focusing on this circle is what brings real change. When we spend our time worrying about things outside our control, we waste precious energy. It's frustrating, unproductive, and can even lead to anxiety. But when we focus on what we can control, we feel more empowered, we make better choices, and most importantly, we experience growth. So, what are some things you can control? Let's look at a few examples. Your attitude. How you choose to view a situation is always up to you. Even in tough moments, you can decide to stay positive. Your effort. Whether it's work, fitness, or personal growth, the effort you put in is fully within your control. Your reactions. You can't control how others act, but you can control how you respond to them. So, how do you start focusing on what you can control? Here are a few steps. Recognize when you're worrying about things outside your control. The first step is awareness. Notice when you're feeling stressed or anxious about something. Is it within your control? If not, let it go. Redirect your energy. Once you've identified what you can control, shift your focus there. Ask yourself, what actions can I take right now to improve this situation? Practice letting go. Accept that some things are simply out of your hands, and that's okay. Trust that by focusing on your actions, you're doing your part. When you start to focus on what's within your control, amazing things happen. You feel calmer, more productive, and more confident in your decisions. Over time, you'll notice that your ability to handle challenges improves, and life feels more manageable. At the end of the day, you can't control everything, but you can control how you approach life. So next time you feel overwhelmed, pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself, focus on what you can control and let the rest go. Number 3, voluntary discomfort. This idea is simple, yet powerful. By intentionally exposing ourselves to small, controlled forms of discomfort, we build mental resilience and learn to handle life's inevitable hardships with grace and strength. Whether you're familiar with Stoicism or just getting started, stick around as we explore how practicing voluntary discomfort can lead to a more fulfilling and resilient life. To understand voluntary discomfort, we first need to understand the Stoic mindset. Stoicism, founded in ancient Greece, teaches that we should focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. One key way Stoics strengthen this mindset is through practicing discomfort on purpose. Voluntary discomfort means deliberately exposing yourself to situations that are challenging, uncomfortable, or even slightly painful, not out of masochism, but as a way to prepare for inevitable hardships in life. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, advised people to practice poverty by living with the bare minimum for a few days at a time. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, regularly reminded himself to anticipate and accept discomfort as part of life. These great thinkers knew that by facing discomfort intentionally, we grow stronger and better equipped to handle life's bigger challenges. Now, why would anyone want to do this? On the surface, it seems counterintuitive. In today's world, where comfort is so readily available, why go out of your way to be uncomfortable? The answer lies in resilience. When we practice voluntary discomfort, we develop mental toughness. Think of it like training a muscle. The more you lift weights, the stronger you become. Similarly, the more you expose yourself to discomfort, the more resilient your mind becomes. For example, by taking cold showers or fasting for a day, you're not just toughening up physically, you're teaching your mind to deal with the unexpected. If you can handle these smaller, controlled discomforts, you're better prepared to face larger challenges like financial setbacks, relationship issues, or health problems. Here are some practical ways to get started. Cold showers. Try ending your regular shower with a blast of cold water for 30 seconds to a minute. It's a simple, controlled way to practice discomfort. Fasting. Intermittent fasting is a powerful way to develop discipline and resilience. Going without food for a set period helps you appreciate what you have and strengthens your willpower. Minimalist living. Once in a while, try living with less. Wear simpler clothes, eat plain food, or even sleep on the floor. It reminds you that comfort is a luxury, not a necessity. Physical challenges. Take on challenges that push your physical limits, whether it's running a bit longer than usual, doing an extra set at the gym, or taking a hike in challenging weather. Social discomfort. Try putting yourself in uncomfortable social situations. It could be striking up a conversation with a stranger or speaking in public. These moments build confidence and emotional resilience. You might be wondering, how will these little practices help me in the grand scheme of things? The answer is, they train your mind to handle adversity. In life, discomfort is inevitable. Whether it's physical pain, emotional struggles, or financial difficulties, we all face challenges. Voluntary discomfort builds the mental habit of perseverance. You'll begin to notice that situations that used to bother you no longer have the same effect. The beauty of this practice is that it helps you become less reactive. When something goes wrong, you're less likely to panic or get stressed. Instead, you face challenges with calm, clarity, and purpose, just like the Stoics did. To wrap things up, voluntary discomfort is about intentionally stepping outside of your comfort zone to grow mentally, emotionally, and even physically. By embracing some of the controlled discomforts, you're training yourself to face life's bigger, unavoidable difficulties with more resilience and strength. So, why not give it a try? Start small. Take a cold shower, fast for a few hours, or challenge yourself to a difficult task. You'll quickly see how this practice helps you develop a stronger Stoic mindset. Number 4. Memento Mori. Remember you will die. Throughout history, one of the most profound reminders of our humanity has been encapsulated in a single Latin phrase, memento mori, translated to, remember you will die. This phrase speaks directly to the fragile nature of life and the inevitability of death. But what exactly does memento mori mean, and why has it held such power over the centuries? Memento mori first gained popularity during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, especially as plagues and wars ravaged Europe. In a world where death was a daily presence, this reminder was woven into art, literature, and even architecture. From skulls carved into tombstones to clocks adorned with symbols of mortality, the message was clear. No matter who you are, whether a king or a peasant, your time on earth is limited. But this concept wasn't meant to be purely morbid. It wasn't just a reminder that we will die, but also a call to live fully and wisely while we still can. Philosophers throughout history have also embraced the idea of memento mori. The Stoics, especially the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, often meditated on death as a way to remain grounded. In his Meditations, he writes about the importance of remembering death to avoid distractions and trivialities in life. The Stoics believed that by acknowledging the fleeting nature of life, one could cultivate a sense of purpose, detachment, and tranquility. For them, memento mori wasn't about fearing death. It was about embracing it, to strip away the superficial concerns that cloud our judgment, and to focus on what truly matters. Beyond philosophy, memento mori has deep roots in religious thought. In Christian tradition, it serves as a reminder of the afterlife. The faithful are urged to live virtuously, knowing that earthly life is temporary, and what follows is eternal. Many monastic orders, including the Trappists, use memento mori as a central teaching, with some monks even sleeping in coffins to stay ever mindful of their mortality. In Buddhism, the concept is reflected in Maranasati, the practice of death meditation. This awareness of death encourages mindfulness and detachment from worldly attachments. Islam, too, teaches the importance of remembering death, urging followers to live a moral life and to be prepared for the day they meet their Creator. In our fast-paced, modern world, it's easy to forget that we are mortal. We become consumed by deadlines, social media, and the rush of everyday life. The practice of memento mori has largely faded from common thought, but its wisdom is perhaps more important now than ever before. By regularly contemplating death, we can better appreciate life's preciousness. It's not about living in fear of the inevitable, but rather being aware that each moment counts. Memento mori encourages us to stop procrastinating, to pursue meaningful goals, and to prioritize relationships that matter. Art has long been a powerful vehicle for memento mori. The Vanitas paintings of the 17th century are prime examples of this. These still-life paintings often depicted skulls, rotting fruit, and hourglasses, all symbolizing the transience of life. In modern times, artists continue to explore mortality in their work, sometimes in more abstract ways, but always with the same underlying message. Life is fleeting, so what can memento mori teach us today? Perhaps it's a call to reflect on how we spend our time, to be more present, and to live with intention. When we embrace the inevitability of death, we free ourselves from the fear of it. We can focus on living lives filled with purpose, compassion, and authenticity. As you go about your day, take a moment to consider, how would your life change if you truly remembered that one day you will die? Memento mori, not to frighten us, but to awaken us to the beauty and brevity of life. Live well, love deeply. Memento mori. Number 5. Practice gratitude. Life moves fast, and it's easy to get caught up in the rush, feeling overwhelmed by what we don't have or what's going wrong. But what if there was a simple shift in mindset that could change everything? That shift is gratitude. At its core, gratitude is about appreciating the good things in life, both big and small. It's not just saying thank you. It's truly recognizing the beauty in everyday moments. Whether it's a cup of coffee in the morning, a heartfelt conversation, or simply the fact that the sun is shining today. Science backs it up. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude can reduce stress, improve mental health, and even lead to better sleep. When we focus on what we're thankful for, our brains begin to rewire, making us more positive, resilient, and content. So how do you start practicing gratitude? One simple way is to keep a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be anything: a kind gesture, a personal achievement, or just feeling good today. Another practice is expressing gratitude directly to others. A quick text or a thoughtful note can make someone's day and deepen your own sense of appreciation. It's easy to be grateful when life is going well, but what about during difficult times? This is when gratitude can be the most transformative. By focusing on the small positives, we can shift our perspective, making tough moments feel a little lighter. Gratitude reminds us that even in the darkest moments, there is still light. Over time, practicing gratitude changes the way we view the world. We become more aware of the goodness in our lives and our relationships grow stronger. Gratitude doesn't just change your day, it changes your life. So take a moment today to practice gratitude. Start small, write down what you're thankful for, tell someone how much they mean to you, or simply take a deep breath and appreciate this very moment. Because when we focus on the good grows. Gratitude is a practice, not just a feeling, and the more we practice it, the more we open our hearts to the joy that surrounds us. Let's live in gratitude. Number 6, examine your judgments. In Stoic philosophy, our judgments about events, not the events themselves, are what affect us. By understanding this concept, we can gain better control over our emotional responses and lead more balanced lives. According to Stoic thought, the world around us is full of events and circumstances beyond our control, but what we can control is how we interpret them. This idea traces back to the famous Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." First, it's crucial to recognize that our initial emotional reactions are often automatic. For instance, imagine you're stuck in traffic and running late. Your instinctive judgment might be, "This is terrible, I'm going to be late and ruin everything." But take a moment. Is the situation really that bad, or are you judging it to be bad? When we examine our judgments, we're training ourselves to slow down and ask, is this judgment reasonable? Is this under my control? In many cases, you'll find the situation isn't as dire as your initial emotional response made it seem. Let's break it down into 3 steps. Step 1. Pause and become aware of your initial reaction. When you experience an emotional response, pause. Don't react immediately. Let that emotion pass through without acting on it right away. Imagine your mind as a still pond. When something disturbs it, the water ripples. But if you give it time, the water settles again. This is what we aim to do with our emotions before making any judgments. Step 2. Question the judgment. Once you're calm, ask yourself, is my judgment of the situation based on facts or assumptions? You'll realize that often, we're reacting based on a story we've created in our minds, not the actual situation. For example, if someone doesn't return your call, instead of thinking, they must be ignoring me, question it. Could they be busy? Could there be another explanation? This simple act of questioning helps us avoid unnecessary stress. Step 3. Accept what's outside of your control. The Stoics believed that we should focus only on what we can control. External events, traffic, other people's behavior, or even the weather are beyond our control. What we can control is our judgment and how we choose to respond. By accepting what's beyond your control, you free yourself from frustration and anxiety. In the end, peace comes from within, and that inner peace is a product of how we interpret the world, not the world itself. To live a Stoic life is to constantly examine our judgments. It's a practice, not a one-time decision, but with time, you'll notice a profound shift in how you approach challenges. Remember, the event is neutral. It's your judgment that gives it meaning. Number 7, live in accordance with nature. It's a core tenet of Stoicism, but what does it really mean? How can we apply it to our daily lives in a practical way? If you're interested in living a more grounded, peaceful, and purpose-driven life, this concept may provide the foundation you're looking for. Living in accordance with nature means aligning ourselves with both our inner nature as rational beings and the external nature of the world around us. Stoics believe that nature is governed by reason, and as rational creatures, humans are designed to live in harmony with that rational order. This harmony is the path to a virtuous and fulfilling life. At its core, this concept encourages us to understand our own nature, what we are truly capable of, and to accept the natural order of things. It's about seeing the world for what it is, not what we wish it to be. Instead of resisting challenges, Stoicism teaches us to embrace them as part of life's flow. Stoics, like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, taught that our nature as human beings is characterized by our capacity for reason, choice, and virtue. We can't always control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. In this sense, living in accordance with nature means living by the guiding principles of wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. We can ask ourselves, what is within my control and what is not? This shift in perspective helps us focus on what matters. Instead of being upset by external events, we direct our energy toward cultivating our inner character and reacting wisely to life's ups and downs. Living in harmony with external nature means recognizing the world as it is, impermanent, unpredictable, and sometimes harsh. Stoicism doesn't ask us to ignore difficulties or pretend they don't exist. Instead, it encourages us to accept that the world operates according to its own rules. The seasons change, people come and go, and life brings both joy and suffering. When we accept this, we stop fighting against the inevitable. We learn to flow with life's natural rhythms and adapt to whatever comes our way. It's not about passivity, but rather resilience. By understanding and embracing this, we remain calm, composed, and in control, no matter the situation. How can we practice living in accordance with nature in our everyday lives? Here are 3 practical tips. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps us stay present and observe life as it unfolds. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a moment to step back and assess the situation with reason. Ask yourself, is this within my control? Acceptance of change. Life is in a constant state of change. Accepting this reality will allow you to flow with life instead of resisting it. Whether it's a career shift, personal challenges, or loss, remember that everything has its natural cycle. Live by your values. Define what virtues matter to you, whether it's integrity, honesty, or kindness. Living in accordance with nature means committing to these values regardless of external circumstances. Let them be your guide. Living in accordance with nature is a path toward inner peace, resilience, and fulfillment. By aligning our actions with our inner virtues and embracing the world as it is, we can live a life of purpose and tranquility. Number 8. Prioritize virtue above all else. Stoicism, a philosophy that emerged in ancient Greece, teaches us how to lead a meaningful life by cultivating virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. For Stoics, virtue is not just a moral ideal, it is the foundation of a fulfilling life. They believed that external circumstances like wealth, fame, or social status are ultimately indifferent. What truly matters is how we respond to those circumstances with virtue. Virtue, in the Stoic sense, is about aligning our actions with our highest values. It means acting with integrity, being just in our dealings with others, and facing challenges with courage. When we prioritize virtue, we are not only improving our own character, but also contributing positively to the lives of those around us. In a world often filled with chaos and uncertainty, virtue serves as our guiding compass. Stoics assert that virtue is the only true good, while external factors are neutral. Imagine facing a setback at work or a personal crisis. It's easy to become overwhelmed by frustration or despair. However, if we focus on maintaining our virtue, how we handle adversity, treat others, and uphold our principles, we empower ourselves to navigate life's challenges with resilience. This perspective allows us to find peace amid chaos. So, how can we practically prioritize virtue in our daily lives? First, we can cultivate self-awareness. Take time each day to reflect on your actions and decisions. Ask yourself, did I act with integrity? Was I just? Did I respond to challenges with courage? Journaling can be a powerful tool for this reflection. Additionally, surrounding ourselves with virtuous role models and engaging in meaningful conversations can inspire us to live more aligned with our values. In conclusion, prioritizing virtue above all else is not just a philosophical idea. It's a practical guide for living a life of meaning and fulfillment. By focusing on what truly matters, our character, and our responses to life's challenges, we can cultivate a deeper sense of purpose and happiness. Remember, in the words of Marcus Aurelius, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So let's strive to keep our thoughts virtuous. Number 9. Embrace the present moment. In a world filled with distractions and anxieties about the future, the teachings of Stoic philosophers offer timeless wisdom on how to find peace and fulfillment in the here and now. In our fast-paced society, It's easy to get caught up in what's next, rushing from one task to another, constantly checking our phones or worrying about what lies ahead. But what if we could shift our focus? Stoicism teaches us that the only time we truly have is now. The past is unchangeable, and the future is uncertain. What we have is this moment. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote highlights the Stoic belief that while we cannot control external circumstances, we can control our thoughts and reactions. By embracing the present, we reclaim our power. So, how can we practice this? One effective way is through mindfulness and meditation. Take a moment each day to pause, breathe deeply, and observe your thoughts without judgment. This practice helps anchor you in the present, allowing you to appreciate life as it unfolds. Another key aspect of embracing the present moment is gratitude. When we focus on what we have right now, rather than what we lack, we cultivate a sense of appreciation. Think about the simple joys, a warm cup of coffee, a kind word from a friend, or the beauty of nature. These moments are fleeting, but they hold immense value. Stoicism also encourages us to accept what we cannot change. By acknowledging that some things are beyond our control, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress. Instead of dwelling on the what-ifs, we can channel our energy into making the most of today. Journaling is another excellent tool to embrace the present. By writing down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences, you create a space for reflection. This practice not only enhances self-awareness, but also helps you recognize the beauty in everyday moments. Ultimately, embracing the present moment leads to a more fulfilling life. It allows us to connect deeply with ourselves and others, appreciate the beauty around us, and experience joy in the simplest of things. So the next time you find yourself caught up in the chaos of life, take a step back, remember the teachings of Stoicism, and embrace the present moment. It's in this space that we find true happiness and peace. Number 10, let go of ego. The ego is that part of us that seeks validation, recognition, and superiority over others. It thrives on comparisons, striving to be better than those around us. This relentless pursuit of status can lead to stress, anxiety, and a sense of isolation. But what if we could shift our focus? Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies not in our external achievements, but in our internal character. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, emphasizes self-control, resilience, and virtue. One of its central tenets is the understanding that we cannot control external events, but we can control our responses to them. By practicing this mindset, we can learn to detach from the need for external validation. Instead of measuring our worth through achievements or comparisons, we focus on our character and how we treat others. Letting go of our ego requires a conscious effort to detach from outcomes. When we stop tying our self-worth to our accomplishments or the opinions of others, we create space for genuine self-acceptance. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This shift in perspective helps us view challenges not as threats to our ego, but as opportunities for growth. Humility is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. When we embrace humility, we recognize that we are part of a larger whole. Our individual achievements pale in comparison to the vastness of the universe and the shared human experience. By practicing humility, we can foster deeper connections with others, understanding that we're all navigating our own struggles. This realization can help us let go of the need to compete and instead focus on collaboration and compassion. Another powerful Stoic practice is gratitude. By regularly reflecting on what we're thankful for, we shift our focus away from what we lack or desire. This practice diminishes the grip of our ego, allowing us to appreciate the present moment. When we're grateful, we're less likely to compare ourselves to others. Instead, we find contentment in our unique journey. In conclusion, letting go of our ego is a journey, not a destination. By embracing the teachings of Stoicism, detaching from outcomes, practicing humility, and cultivating gratitude, we can find a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. Remember, true strength lies within. And by letting go of ego, we open ourselves to a life of authenticity and connection. Number 11, build emotional resilience. Endure and adapt. In a world filled with challenges, the ability to endure and adapt is more important than ever. Emotional resilience isn't just about bouncing back from setbacks. It's about thriving despite them. Oh, what exactly is emotional resilience? At its core, emotional resilience is the capacity to manage stress, overcome obstacles, and adapt to change. It allows us to face adversity with a positive mindset and maintain our mental well-being, even in tough situations. It's not about being tough or unaffected. It's about acknowledging our emotions and using them as a springboard for growth. Why is it important? But why is emotional resilience so vital? Life is unpredictable, filled with ups and downs. We all face challenges, be it personal losses, job changes, or unexpected crises. Emotional resilience helps us navigate these turbulent waters, allowing us to not only survive but thrive. It fosters a sense of hope, strengthens relationships, and boosts overall well-being. How to build emotional resilience. Now that we understand its importance, let's discuss practical ways to build emotional resilience. Develop self-awareness. The first step is to understand your emotions. Reflect on what triggers you and how you respond. Journaling can be a powerful tool for this. By recognizing patterns in your emotions, you can begin to manage them more effectively. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness during difficult times. Acknowledge that it's okay to feel down and don't beat yourself up for it. Self-compassion fosters a nurturing environment where you can heal and grow. Cultivate a growth mindset. Embrace challenges as opportunities for learning. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, see them as lessons. This shift in perspective can empower you to face adversity with confidence and optimism. Build a support network. Surround yourself with supportive friends and family. Sharing your feelings and experiences with others can provide comfort and valuable perspectives. Remember, you're not alone in your struggles. Practice mindfulness and stress relief techniques. Incorporate mindfulness practices like meditation, deep breathing, or yoga into your routine. These techniques help ground you in the present moment and reduce anxiety, making it easier to cope with stress. In conclusion, building emotional resilience is a journey, not a destination. It takes time, effort, and self-reflection, but the rewards are immeasurable. By developing self-awareness, practicing self-compassion, embracing a growth mindset, building a support network, and utilizing mindfulness techniques, you can enhance your emotional resilience and face life's challenges with grace and strength. Number 12. Set clear parameters. We'll be discussing the importance of setting clear parameters in various aspects of our lives. Whether in personal projects, professional environments, or even in our relationships, establishing clear boundaries and expectations is crucial for success and satisfaction. Let's talk about why setting clear parameters is so important. Clear parameters provide a framework that helps us understand what is expected of us and what we can expect from others. This clarity can reduce misunderstandings and conflicts, making it easier to navigate both our professional and personal interactions. Without clear parameters, we may find ourselves feeling overwhelmed or frustrated, leading to decreased motivation and productivity. Setting parameters in professional life. In a professional context, setting clear parameters can make a huge difference in team dynamics and project management. For example, when working on a team project, it's essential to define roles and responsibilities clearly. This means outlining who is in charge of which tasks and what the deadlines are. By doing this, everyone knows their individual contributions and how they fit into the bigger picture, leading to a more cohesive and efficient workflow. Parameters in personal relationships. Moving on to personal relationships, setting boundaries is equally important. Clear parameters help ensure that everyone's needs and expectations are acknowledged and respected. This might involve discussing how much time you want to spend together, what topics are off limits, or how you prefer to communicate. By having these discussions, you create a healthy environment where both parties feel safe and valued. How to set clear parameters. Now, let's explore some practical steps for setting clear parameters. First, communication is key. Don't assume that others know what you want or need. Be open and honest about your expectations. Second, be specific. Instead of saying, "I need help," try saying, "I need you to take care of the budget by Friday." Third, revisit these parameters regularly. As projects or relationships evolve, it's important to check in and make adjustments as necessary. Overcoming challenges. Of course, setting parameters isn't always easy. You may face resistance from others or feel uncomfortable discussing your needs. But remember, it's a vital part of fostering healthy relationships and achieving your goals. Practice patience, and don't hesitate to seek support if you're struggling to communicate your needs effectively. To wrap up, setting clear parameters is an essential skill that can transform how we work, relate to others, and manage our lives. By taking the time to define what we need and expect, we pave the way for greater understanding and collaboration. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tips on personal and professional development. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.